Section 29. Listening to the Dharma in the presence of Amida and attaining perfect enlightenment. Quote, the Buddha said to Ananda, when Amitayus or Amida preaches the Dharma to Shravakas and Bodhisattvas, they all assemble in the seven-jeweled lecture hall. There he fully expounds the teachings of the way and proclaims the wonderful Dharma. The whole audience rejoices, comprehends, and attains enlightenment. At that time, a breeze spontaneously arises in each of the four directions and wafts over the jeweled trees, producing sounds of the pentatonic scales and causing innumerable exquisite flowers to fall like rain and scatter everywhere. Natural ways of glorification such as these are endlessly repeated. All the devas bring with them 100,000 flowers, pieces of aromatic wood, and thousands of musical instruments to use as offerings to the Buddha and the assembly of Bodhisattvas and Shravakas. They scatter flowers, diffuse perfumes everywhere, and play various kinds of music. They come and go in succession, giving way to each other. At such times their joy and happiness are beyond description. End quote. The key to understanding this passage is in the sentence, quote, the whole audience rejoices, comprehends, and attains enlightenment. End quote. This means that all the residents of the fulfilled land of the Pure Land, that is, the center of the Pure Land, where those with complete faith in Amida arrive after death, are fully enlightened beings or Buddhas, no matter whether they are called Bodhisattvas or Shravakas, now with the meaning of devout, enlightened disciples of Amida. The perception of time is different here than that of the human plane of samsaric existence than time in the Pure Land. Thus, if here we need minutes or hours, days, months, and years to do various activities, in the Pure Land many things can be done at the same time. So, in the very moment of birth in the Pure Land through the gate of faith, that is the gate of the primal vow, we automatically see Amida in all his glory, listen to his teaching in the seven-jeweled lecture hall, and attain perfect enlightenment. As I've already explained when I commented on previous sections, when the term humans or devas appear in relation to the inhabitants of the Pure Land, this does not refer to the fact that once born there we remain human beings as before, or that in the Pure Land we can find other unenlightened people from various samsaric states of existence like the gods. As Shakyamuni explained in the same sutra, all beings born in the Pure Land through the gate of faith, quote, are all of one form, without any differences, but are called heavenly beings or devas, and humans simply by analogy with states of existence in other worlds. End quote. In truth, those born in the Pure Land are, quote, unequaled in all the worlds, and their appearance is superb, unmatched by any being, heavenly or human, and are endowed with bodies of naturalness, emptiness, and infinity, end quote, which shows that they are enlightened persons whose essence is ultimate Dharmakaya beyond form. So, quote, the whole audience who rejoices, comprehends, and attains enlightenment, end quote, also includes those who were humans or devas, that is, gods, in a previous existence. They now manifest, quote, 100,000 flowers, pieces of aromatic wood, and thousands of musical instruments to use as offerings to the Buddha and the assembly of Bodhisattvas and Shravakas, and scatter flowers, diffuse perfumes everywhere, and play various kinds of music, end quote. Of course, that at such times, meaning when they are born in the Pure Land, see Amida, listen to his teaching, and attain perfect enlightenment, quote, their joy and happiness are beyond description, end quote. The breeze which, at that time, arises spontaneously in each of the four directions, and which wafts over the jeweled trees, producing sounds of the pentatonic scales, and causing innumerable exquisite flowers to fall like rain and scatter everywhere, is the celebration of the attainment of perfect enlightenment of the newly born in the Pure Land. If you read the sacred text, you see similar descriptions of flowers falling from the sky, and celestial music being played spontaneously when somebody becomes a Buddha. However, this time, unlike Shakyamuni, the historical Buddha, who appeared to become a Buddha in our world, we will attain enlightenment in the Pure Land, and we will be celebrated there with music, flowers, and various manifestations. Quote, natural ways of glorification such as these are endlessly repeated, end quote, because new beings come constantly to be born in the Pure Land from various realms of samsaric existence and attain enlightenment there. When we exited our mother's wombs, parents and various relatives celebrated our first birthday with flowers, music, and feast, thus forgetting that life contains suffering and leads inevitably to death. We also gave parties year after year to forget the ugly signs of impermanence. However, there is no better reason for celebration other than entering the Pure Land of enlightenment and escaping once and for all from the repeated births and deaths. The one important footnote to this section refers to the paragraph. The key to understanding this passage is in the sentence, quote, the whole audience rejoices, comprehends, and attains enlightenment, end quote. This means that all the residents of the fulfilled land of the Pure Land, that is, the center of the Pure Land where those with complete faith in Amida arrive after death, are fully enlightened beings or Buddhas, no matter whether they are called bodhisattvas or shravakas, now with the meaning of devout enlightened disciples of Amida. See the difference between those born in the Pure Land in embryonic form, that is, the fulfilled land of the Pure Land, and those born by transformation, that is, in the borderland of the Pure Land, in my commentary on sections 43, 44, and 45.